Hey y'all, I thought I'd show you my progress on the apartment. It's been a few days since I posted something about it. The last thing I posted was week 1 demolition, and now I'm on week 4. So I've kind of skipped a couple weeks, but I just thought I'd take a quick moment before I get all sweaty and gross from hauling all this plaster downstairs. 4 tubs of drywall, no, 5 tubs of drywall and plaster from this wall to get down and in the trailer, and I thought I'd do a quick word before I did that. So my goals at the end of week 1 demo were to get the plaster off of that wall back there. Haven't even started on that yet. And finished getting all the plaster and lath off of the wall between the kitchen and the bathroom. So I'll show you where I'm at. So I got open studs here now, and I had to remove the counter that was here because I couldn't get the trim off the wall and I couldn't finish getting the lath off. So I need to pull that down and get all that out of there. So anyway, and surprise, I said I was gonna try not to strip this wall off, but I had to. The plaster was in pretty bad shape and it was really loose on this side, and I thought, oh, this won't take very long, and it didn't. It took me like 10 minutes to get it off the wall, and then another 5 minutes to get it all tubbed up, and then I hauled it all out, and I waited a few days, and then I started on the other side of the wall. Now that was the trick. This side of the wall was like, over here it had been redone with drywall, so half of it was super easy and pretty quick to get down. This half, oh my gosh, I thought my arms were gonna fall off by the time I was done scraping, because that was like really different consistency plaster than the rest of what I've been dealing with, and it did not just peel right off the wall. It didn't just flake right off. I had to chip underneath it and then pry, and it would get maybe like half a square foot off with each little jab. So it took me a while, and it was heavier, but it wasn't as dusty because it wasn't in such deteriorated condition. So anyway, I got all that out the other day, and today I tackled getting the drywall off of this large wall in the main room. So this wall behind me, got all the drywall off, took up 5 tubs and 2 trash cans, and I'm gonna haul it out today. So this has just kind of been like winning the war, not the battle, you know, hauling out 4 and 5 tubs of heavy stuff at a time and putting it in the trailer and hauling it home and getting rid of it. We have a hole in the yard, like, not in the yard, but in the back area by the barn. And I buried a foundation from a building that I tore down back there. And, well, I haven't buried it yet because the hole's still there. But it's pretty handy for putting all this plaster in because the stuff won't burn. You know, and it probably cost me a fortune to send it to the landfill. So I'm just putting it in the hole there at home. So as there always want to do with me, the plans just keep changing as I go along. And the more stuff I get stripped off the walls, the more possibilities pop into my mind. And Farmer came up today after he got off work. He came and stopped in for a little bit, and we just kind of discussed some more possibilities, like that middle wall where the transom window was. We could take that whole wall out and open up that entire room, or we could just close that wall back in, move the doorway over against the west wall, and then build a bedroom that goes all the way to the east wall over there, and then have a small bathroom. But that would make 2 separate bunk rooms where I could sleep at least 12 if I wanted to. Move this doorway over against the wall, and then you would come in through here, and then there would be a doorway here that would go all the way to the back wall, and there would be bunks against the back wall, and you could put a set of bunks here and even have a nice big dresser or just a set of drawers and cubbies and stuff up the wall. And that would be the second bunk room. And then, so I'm standing in what would be the hallway, and this would just go to the kitchen. And so the bedroom, the bunk room wall would be right about here. So then the rest of this could be kitchen, and we could just have a big island over here, you know? And I don't know, from there. So then, now that I'm, now that I'm stripping all of the stuff off of this wall, I can finish stripping it off in the other bunk room, get this wall emptied off, and then we could actually think about moving the entire wall over a foot see I've got, we could move the wall over just about a foot and it would free up a ton of room in this room. So the doorway would be here, and then you'd have room for bunks there, and it would open up enough room in that end of the room over here where you could do bunks here. And I'm thinking 3 bunks because these are 10-foot ceilings. So 2 bunk rooms, 6 bunks per room. You could put a sports team in here. And in this big room, you could do a great big sectional, which could sleep 2 people, or even do a big fold-out bed that would sleep 2 people, or even do 2 big futons or something like that that would sleep 4. So the more the merrier, right? This transom window was not even attached. I had already stripped everything off of the opposite wall, off the north side, and it was yesterday. I've got all the trim down. I was pulling the trim off of the transom, and I was gonna leave the window and the casing in there. This is them. It turns and opens. So anyway, I was gonna leave it in there, and I went to pull the trim off of it, and it started trying to come out on me. And I was like, well, what the heck? So I got the trim separated from it, and then all I had left was the top piece. So I got on the ladder and got up there and got the top piece pried loose, and the window almost fell over on me. Like, it wasn't even shimmed in there tight. It was just resting up in there, and the trim is what held it in there. So that was interesting. Luckily, it's not a gigantic window, but I was just standing up at the top of the ladder for like 30 seconds with it in my hands going, okay, I have a crowbar and a window, and I gotta negotiate going down. So anyway, I did fine. So this is getting kind of long, but that's the scoop. On week 4, still stripping old nasty stuff off the walls and hauling it down the stairs. There are 24 stairs, and putting it in my trailer and hauling it home and getting rid of it, and then I come back and do it all over again. It's quite the workout. I think I lost a few pounds already. But anyway, thanks for tuning in and checking out week 4, demolition in the Town Square apartment rehab. And stay tuned to this YouTube series to see how it goes, develops on out and gets better, and see what our plans end up being. I just don't even know right now. It's like there's so many possibilities. It's gonna be awesome.